So here we have a really neat clan battle from last night, and it is on ice. And I learned a good number of things out of clan battles last night. We actually were on this map a couple of times. And the one just before this, we managed to catch the other team coming from this side, broadside, with their group that went to contest this same Cap C that we're going to. We had spawned up on the A side. So my clanmate Borg, and he's the one calling the shots on this, who I just nudged, because we put one person in charge of tell us where to go, so people are following and can stay focused on what they're about. And about this point, I suggested that we move a little bit south coming in so we don't come in broadside. And our main body is going up to the B cap. And our composition on this, they have two gearings, a Zhao, rented Hindenburg, a Minotaur, a Des Moines, and a Yamato. We have a Yu Yang, a Z52, so he has hydro, he has deepwater torps. Hindenburg, 3 Des Moines, and a Kurfürst. So we probably have a significant radar advantage. Their Minotaur might be carrying radar, but usually they carry smoke. And we now can see that the Yamato and one of the Hindenburgs are coming down towards us, and we can assume that at least one of the destroyers is in front. They are in A and capping. We've already capped C. So I'm assuming at this point that they are actually sending more ships down this way than they had taking their cap, given how fast we capped it over them. And what I'm trying to do now is get into a position where I can shoot and comfortably not take a whole bunch of fire off of these ships. And meanwhile, our ships up north are going to go ahead and start moving over and flanking into A. And it looks like we do have the majority of their fleet coming down here. Hindenburg showing me a broadside, so I'm going to open up, even though the gearing is closer. And one of the things we can do, and I'm backing up a little bit because that Yamato is there where if I were out in open water, I could get wrecked. And we got the gearing and the Zhao, or a gearing and the Zhao right there, because my assumption is I got both gearings in here somewhere. And I am going to focus on that gearing because he's more of a danger to my team right now. And every time I hit him, we're getting a little more nervous. But now it's time to focus on that Zhao. I'm going to switch over to AP. And let's see what we can do. There's a Citadel. And fortunately, I've got this piece of ice there because you can see they're not happy with me. Let's see what we can do on the other one. I do have the premium contest skipper in here, now known as John Doe. So I can change shell types in like a second and a half or less. So that is a real handy boost. I also have the radar mod in here, so when I do pop radar, it's going to stay in place for 56 seconds. I'm going to try to sink this Hindenburg right now, but he's going to get behind the ice before I can really do anything about it. I am drawing some fire and taking some damage from that Minotaur. I'm going to try to back up, and somebody's got me radared. I don't know if he's carrying radar. He's behind an island, so I can't tell if he's in his own smoke or not from here. But the Hindenburg's about to come around and give me a nice broadside again. It looks like Borg or I-1 are going to take him out pretty quick. And he's managing to duck Borg is managing to duck the Hindenburg's torpedoes, and they're not any real threat to me. I'm going to try to see if we can't get another Citadel in this guy and put him down. And I'm going to put paid to him. There we go. And I'm angling to back up because that Minotaur right now, if he could get a clean shot on me, could do some real damage. And there he is. I'm just a hair too far, so I'm going to try to pull up. He's awful brave in that boat to be sitting out in the open. If I can find the right drop on him, he's in real trouble. There's a Citadel. And I can see a Yamato getting in close, so I'm having to be careful with that. But if I can kill, because if I end up squeezed between those two ships, I'm going down. And here comes the Yamato. And the interesting thing here is this Yamato is 2 clicks away from me. My AP can now penetrate him, and I am working on this. Right now, when we started shooting, he was full strength. There's 2 Citadels. There's 6. He's below half strength. There's 8. I've hit my repair. 15 Citadels. This ought to do it. Yes, another Citadel. He's down. And they are down just to that Minotaur we were trying to kill before. I'm angling real hard because that AP of his at the wrong angle could melt me in a minute. But with a slight angle, it's not going to do that much damage. And I can't really afford that much damage because I'm down to 2,400 health points. 3 of those shots could put me in the ground if they penetrate. I'm going to go a little less than nose on. And he's ducking torpedoes, and he's down. So that leaves us with just the gearing. And we're going to go hunting. On the way, we might as well get this cap. No reason in not collecting all the points we can. So a couple of lessons learned off the recent set of clan battles with this is angling and positioning. I'm actually starting to understand this game better through these. Rather than looking on it as a combination first-person shooter and a strategy game, I'm looking on it as a tactics game, almost the way I'm a Marine. A Marine squad looks at how to use the different fire teams and elements and in their positioning and flanking when they're taking an objective. That's exactly what we did here. Our team kept a focus on staying alive and safety by our positioning and timing, but willing to risk when we needed to. I was exposed, and actually you didn't hear this in the class, but I had a teammate warning me about how close I was to the Yamato. I was aware of that, and I was keeping an angle where, yeah, he could have possibly obliterated me, but he was in serious risk, as we can see from my AP, and he got wasted for it. That was a full-strength Yamato, gone in just a few salvos. I'll probably go down at some point and just actually time it, but I didn't have time while I was making this video to do that and keep the narrative going. So we were in good stead once we got the fight going because of positioning, because otherwise we could have gotten wrecked. The team that we opposed on this map, the game right before this, came in the same way, but they came in flat and they were broadside, and we took them out. I'm going to make a video on that one also. So not much danger of losing this game right now. I don't think that remaining gearing is going to get a solo warrior. So we ended up with or I ended up with 122 gun hits, most of which were actually penetration because of the angle and closeness. Um, 16 of those were citadels, the majority of those into that Yamato. So up close, you can really hurt somebody with this ship. 21 close quarter shots. You can see I was close, no shock there. Sunk 2 boats and got a solo cap and did 165,000 in damage. So overall, a really good game. There's nothing left to go here except taking out this gearing very shortly. So I'm going to end the battle narrative and go on to the overall results. Hope you enjoyed this, and see you again soon.